Hello, today is Wednesday, May 29th, and I was going to talk a little bit today about my injury. So hopefully I will have a few minutes of peace and quiet. It's the second day of summer break for my kids. They've been out of school, and I was very encouraged because yesterday, the first day, went very well. Everyone, not that they perfectly got along, but there was just a lot of hanging out, talking with each other. Had more than one occasion where my girls were just chatting and being sisters in a good way. And didn't do too much screaming or yelling. I don't think I threatened anyone with their life. So I'm like, all right, I'm encouraged because day one has gone good. Day two has actually gone very good as well. So hopefully I'm not going to have any massive disruptions as I have sometimes in the past when I've tried to vlog while my kids are on summer break. So okay, so to recap a little bit, my leg had been bothering me a little bit, my hamstring, and a couple weeks after my marathon I rolled my ankle and I tripped and fell. And when I did, kind of did a funky little move. I can't even really tell you exactly what I did, but I pulled something. It's definitely my upper hamstring up into my glute a little bit, even more like where it attaches to my bottom, to the kind of those sits bones area and stuff. I don't know. My chiropractor used all these nice big muscle words. I'm not the best at remembering. I remember major muscle groups, but I'm not really good at knowing like all the muscles. And so when I saw him last week, he used all these muscle names that I don't think I've ever heard of. But it's where the glute and and glute's a fancy word for your gluteus maximus, another word for your bottom or butt or whatever word you use in your house or family. It's where they come together. The hamstring comes up into the glute and vice versa. And so kind of there where it connects. We won't ever really know unless I get an MRI whether it was torn or pulled, or I don't know. I say, my opinion, that I tore the muscle. I have a high pain tolerance. So the fact that I've still been able to function and not really be in a ton of pain, to me that doesn't mean anything because I have a high pain tolerance. Because someone in particular said if you tore the muscle you would know it. You would just be in extreme pain and there's no way you'd be able to do what you're doing. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I just have the ability to really push through what is not so bad. Others, would just think it's the worst possible. So, honestly, in my opinion, strictly my opinion, giving birth is not even that hard. It's hard. It's work. It really wasn't that bad. It wasn't. And I was pretty natural throughout my labor and deliveries. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I'm just saying that to kind of sum up, my perception of pain. I had a friend, semi recently, who had a baby, and I told her that I loved Pitocin. I loved Pitocin. I was induced with 5 of my deliveries. I loved Pitocin. And so she goes into her delivery, and there's that decision, should we give Pitocin, should we not? She went ahead and got Pitocin, and she's like, it was the worst thing of my life. I felt like my insides were being ripped out of me, and I'm like, I loved it. I thought it was great. I'm like, bring on the Pitocin. So I'm just saying all that to give you, my readers, my fans of the millions, a gauge of my pain perception. So I think I tore the muscle a little. I have never felt this type of injury before. I've pulled muscles. I know what it's like to pull a muscle. I know what it's like to be sore, even just from doing something unusual. I am all about being sore from head to toe and being unable to move. And I think I tore it. It may not have been a very massive tear, but in my opinion, that's what happened. We won't really know unless I get an MRI, but I seem to be healing in a positive fashion. So we're the type, my husband and I, we just, unless it's really, really necessary, we're not going to be like, can we please have an MRI? So we won't really have a definite diagnosis of it unless down the road we need to for some reason. But so I was taking it easy. I was, I had started off trying to run, and then that wasn't going well. I've kind of already told you, if you've been following my blog, you kind of already know some of this stuff. And then I got to the point where I did realize that I did have to walk, that running was not doing me any good, that I was in more pain running than I was anything. And so I took a week or, I guess it was probably only a week of walking. And I finally went to my chiropractor because I was having some lower back pain, which is not unusual. I go in probably once a month, maybe every other month. If I go on a really good stretch, I go to the chiropractor. And I knew that from my fall, I needed to be adjusted anyways. So went to the doctor. He pretty much just told me rest. All right, I'll rest. I'll appease the man. But I also went to my chiropractor more just to get an adjustment. I really did not go to him with the intention of to go against my doctor or to, I think you know what I'm trying to say. I wasn't trying to undo whatever my doctor was saying. I just wanted to go get an adjustment. So, of course, when I go to my chiropractor, I have to tell him. He always asks me, did you fall? Is this just an adjustment? Did something happen that you need this adjustment for? So I told him I fell. This is what's happened. I explained all my symptoms. And so he gave me some stretches. He was kind of leaning toward, it sounded like it was a possible tear as well. So he gave me some stretches to do, which was very, very interesting because almost immediately, I had some relief from the symptoms that I was having. So now I don't have a way to, my camera, the last few times I tried to use my camera to record and then upload to YouTube, I was having problems with the sound, and because I haven't taken the time to contact YouTube, find out what's going on, blah, blah, whatever, I've just been using my iPod. But the downside to that is that I don't have anyone to hold it. I could ask a kid, but okay, I forgot what I was saying. Sorry, me and my spaghetti mind, that everything's going in a million different directions. I'll try and show you a little bit. Let me see if I can do this. When I was having, pain and discomfort, I could only lift my leg. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I could only lift my leg. You can't even see it. To right about there, off the floor, and then I was having a lot of intense pain. It was really hurting me. If I lifted any higher, it was getting more and more uncomfortable. And so I, of course, told this to my doctor, and he's like, well, you need to stretch that. You need to open it up, because as my muscle was healing, which is what I wanted, as it was healing, those muscles were getting really, really tight because I wasn't giving it the flexation that it needed to have. So he gave me some stretches to do, and I felt immediate relief from the tightness that I was having in my legs. I'm going to set this down. I kind of practiced this before I started to give you an idea. So before, I was only able to lift my legs about here. I know you can't see super well. And that's about as far as I can go. Now I can lift it up higher. So he gave me this basic stretch. He put a chair in front of me, and he said, put your leg up. So I put my leg up, and this is exactly what I did. Okay, you can't see my foot, I understand that, but my foot is turned out at an angle, because this is what I do all the time. When I stretch, I put my leg up. This is a common thing I do to stretch. I put my leg up, and I turn this other leg out. It's out at an angle, and that's exactly what I did. And he says, no, you can't do that. He says, you have to take the hips, and you have to take that leg, and you have to square it straight forward. So I did, because he says turning it takes the pressure off of that point. I can still stretch it, but it's taking that pressure off of the leg here. So when I square my hips forward, and then have my leg out, and then I stretch it forward, I'm able to open up and stretch those muscles back here. And it's like right here, you can't see it, but it's right in here where it's really hurting. So leg up, legs forward, and then I have to stretch it down. And also when I'm standing up nice and tall, I have to take those toes and I have to pull them in toward me. That stretch alone, he gave me some other stretches to do as well, because my hip's been kind of tight and everything else. And he also adjusted my back at the time and got me a little bit more in alignment with what I needed. So, but that one stretch alone has made a huge difference, just even in my everyday use of my leg. And after a couple of days of doing that, after a couple days of doing that and stretching it every day, he wants me to do it at least 3 times a day. I can do it more. And some of the other stretches he's shown me, my legs started to feel a lot better. There wasn't as much tenseness in it. I noticed I had more ease of lifting my leg up. So, what day was it? Last Saturday, maybe? No, I think it might have been Friday. I don't remember. Anyway, one day, a couple days after that, I went for a run. And I was able to go a mile for the first time since my fall. I was able to go a mile and run. Hey, can you turn off the TV, please? Andrew, leave it off for now. I have this new rule where we're having no TV from 12 to 5 every day. It's going to be a good rule. Absolutely. Anyways, had nothing to do with this vlog. I just wanted to say that. Because I'm mom and I'm in charge, and I'm going to lay the rules down this year. It's made a huge difference. And it's enabled me to run. Now my pace is a lot slower than what I'm used to, and my leg is still weak. It does not take away, I'm not 100%, but I have been able to run. I started with 1 mile the first day, and then I did 2 miles the next day. I think the next day I had to walk, just because my daughter wanted to go with me, and it just worked out that I walked instead of ran. And then I've done 3.5-ish. Today I did 4. I'm not 100%. Absolutely not. This is going to be a process. It's not going to be a quick thing. I need to be patient. I need to keep it slow. I need to not overdo it. I'm preaching to myself here, and if I start to overdo it, and you can say, Carmen, you knew that you were not supposed to do this. My pace is slower than usual. I can do about a 9:30, 10-minute pace, which for me, that's very important clause there. For me, that's a much slower pace. So I'm able to do that with comfort. If I do any faster than that, I start to feel a strain on my leg. Also, I notice in my class, I teach a yoga Pilates combination class. This is a definite sign that my leg is still weak, if I'm trying to convince myself that it's not, but it's not. A lot of the poses that I do, I have a hard time keeping my balance. You know, even something as simple, if you're of yoga minded, you'll know what this is. Even something as simple as doing triangle, on the side that it's hurt, I cannot do it 100%. On the side that it's not hurt, and my leg's the supportive leg, I lose my balance very easily because my leg is weak. I understand that. I know that. But I can still run. And as we saw last week, not running is a huge part of me. And it makes me all like emotional. And I just miss it if I don't have it in my life. So taking it one day at a time. Taking it slow. Taking it easy. But definitely back on the mend. So that's positive. Just got to keep things positive and keep moving forward, and try not to do too much too soon. But I'm able to go, and that makes me very happy. So that is all I have for you today, and I hope you have a great day. And if you want to leave me a comment, leave me a comment. Ask me a question. I'm going to run into the situation where I need things to vlog about. So I only vlog once a week, or try to do it only once a week. So if you have something you want me to talk about, it can be something personal, it can be something running, it can be a question you have to ask me, something you want to talk about, let me know and I will answer it for you. All right, have a wonderful Wednesday. Bye.